Hello everyone, welcome to GIR Golf. I am Jim and welcome to today's Chipping Simplified video. In this video today we're going to learn a simple technique to help you chip the ball close just like I did. I know this is a shot that many of you struggle with out there, one you're nervous about when your ball's sitting off the green, but this is a shot that we all need to get better at to lower our scores. Let's get to it, have some fun, and learn a simple technique to chip better. So in order to simplify our chipping here, let's go through a checklist that you can use when you approach your golf ball. Step number one, have a narrow stance. We don't want our feet real far apart. We also don't want our feet here real close together, but we want to have them pretty close together, inside our shoulder lines when we hit this simple little chip shot. That's step number one. Step number two, ball position. I've got an alignment rod here, and I've got my golf ball right here where this alignment rod's pointing. It's always a good idea to put some alignment rods down when you're working on a situation where you've got a pile of golf balls. But if you'll notice right here, I've got my nice narrow stance, but step two, my ball position here is in my middle. This would be my back, in the back of my stance. I want this ball position to be forward to help me get just a little bit extra loft on this shot. So step number two, ball position forward. Step number three is we have to lean our body weight towards the hole. In other words, if I'm standing up here nice and straight, I should have about half or 50% of my body weight on my right foot, or half and 50% of my weight on my left foot. I want to lean my body towards the hole. See how I shifted that? I leaned my whole core and everything towards the hole to where about 60 to 65% of my weight is on this lead foot. That's step number three. Step number four is unison. We got to keep the golf club and our arms working together in unison. We don't want to come up here and lift to start this swing and chop down at the ball. I see a lot of that. We definitely don't want to do any of this where we flip and try to help the golf ball up. We want to have the golf club and our arms working together in unison in step number four. Step number five is we got to finish low. We got to let this golf club do the work. I've got a magnet here on my 60-degree wedge. Many of you are going to be using a wedge similar to this, maybe a 56, 58, whatever it is for this short shot. If I put a magnet on here, I've got to tell my subconscious mind, which thinks it needs to help this golf ball up, I've got to use my conscious mind, my thinking mind here, to convince myself that I don't need to assist this club in getting the golf ball up in the air. It has enough loft on it to get the job done. Look how much that has if I just finish low. And that's step number five. We got to finish low on this simple chip shot. You cannot finish high for this. Many of you flip, bad things happen. We got to finish low. Now let's hit some shots. Let's go through our checklist. Step number one, narrow stance. Step number two, ball position just a little bit forward. Step number three, 60 to 65% of my weight lean towards the hole. Step number four, now we got to start thinking ahead. I'm going to make sure I rotate back in unison. And then step number five, I'm going to finish low. So here we go. Let's see if we can hit some good shots here. You notice how low I'm finishing? Now we'll let the camera, I'm just holding my finish. The camera's going to come back and I want you to look where the golf club is. Okay, you saw the great result? I let the golf club do the work. Finishing low is so important there in step number five. I'll hit another one here. Again, if you go through this checklist, this will help you simplify and get more confidence in this shot. Step number one, narrow stance, ball position just a little bit forward. For step number two, step number three, I'm going to lean 60-65% of my weight. Step number four, I got to keep everything working in unison. And what I'm actually doing is I'm rotating my shoulders and a little bit of my hips through this shot. I'm not lifting with my hands. A lot of people do this. All I'm doing is rotating my shoulders back and through, and then I'm going to finish low. Let's hit another one here for step number five. I'm going to finish low. Okay, hit that one a little firm. But again, I'm finishing low and that ball's popping up. and having a pretty good result. Let's talk a little bit more about finishing low, because you say, oh, that sounds nice and easy. How do I get it to finish low? Because as we rotate, a lot of you will lift. I want you to really concentrate on just really keeping your hands low and really extending. You know, extending those hands low. Feel like you almost push low. Don't lift, but rather push that ball low. Let's hit a couple more, thinking that thought. Now, for me, I hit that one a little firm. I'm just going to take a little shorter backswing. I'm not going to rotate back as far. Step 1, narrow stance. Step number 2, ball position forward. Step number 3, lean 60-65% of my weight forward. Step number 4, unison. Step number 5, finish low. Okay? Hold that finish. Pretty good result. So hopefully these steps have helped you get you a little checklist here when you get up on these shots and give you some more confidence. But you got to go out and practice these things. Review the video, review these steps, get out there, practice, and you'll be able to hit shots like this on a lot more consistent basis. Thanks so much for watching this video. Remember to smile often, have fun. God loves you. We will see you next time.